Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second day of the OKL World Finals. We had a bit of a shaky start there with the stream. Apologies for that, but it seems like most of you guys are back and in the chat. Welcome to what promises to be an exciting evening. We've got 3 heats and a last chance qualifier. So picking up where we left off last night with some exciting racing. Kyle, Lawrence, welcome back for another exciting evening. What's your thoughts for tonight?
Well, I managed to sneak into driver's briefing for a bit and listen to our race director. Very happy with the first heat, as was I. We wanted to see a bit more on-track action, but then I think the wheels fell off a little bit and the occasion kind of came towards our drivers. Got a little bit messy towards those next 2 heats, but it was nice to see some good racing up front, especially in the last heat with O'Grady and Stevens. I hope to see more of that. I want to see all 3 of them, actually, Archie as well.
Yeah, hopefully we get some exciting racing. Kyle, just a reminder to rejoin as a spectator and not a driver, unless you are ready and rocking as a driver / commentator tonight. We've got our race director in the chat with us for a couple of minutes. Scotty, welcome in. How was that event for you last night? Obviously, we had a couple hiccups. There were some drivers piling up here and there. What is the lessons learned from that? And what did you say to the drivers to get them all calm for tonight?
Yeah, I mean, look, last night was actually very good. We came off very strong, you know. The really good thing is these guys are wanting to change the outlook on how a lot of people view KRP as, you know, just a bit of a fun sort of contact bumper cut sort of thing. But these guys are taking it very seriously, which is good, you know. And in driver's briefing, the last couple of nights, we've sort of gone over just keep it clean, keep it tidy. You can't win the race on the first lap. So as long as these guys keep a cool, calm head, then yeah, we can definitely go forward and have some really good battles and clean racing, you know. And the front guys are very, very fast. Like, it's actually incredible with how strict the rules are with off tracks. Man, these guys can definitely pedal the go-kart.
Yeah, you mentioned off tracks there. There were a couple that we saw from the actual stream itself, with Shan letting me know that there's, you know, the second penalties being that for the off tracks. As a race director, do you feel like you have to sift through most of those at the end of a race and see whether they were in fact off tracks or just a glitch?
Like, we do go through them, but the OKL team, you know, we've put a lot of work in, especially Ruben with the building of the circuit. You know, like, it's all fair. Everyone gets the same penalty. Like, if you exceed the track limits, it's sort of on your own doing. So obviously, if there is a netcode issue, or, you know, you are fed a wheel and you bumped off the circuit, then we will look at it and potentially will readdress the situation. But otherwise, the penalty's given. The penalty's given. You know, like, if you're going to try and push the limitations of the circuit and use a little bit more to try and gain an advantage, unfortunately for you, you're going to end up on the bad side of the stick there. So yeah, I mean, look, we go through it, we take it very serious, and that's what we're trying to do going forward. So I think it's advantageous for the KRP itself as well, building these exceptional tracks and giving everyone the best content possible with the fairest racing we can.
Yeah, it's always been a question in sim racing, you know, the track limits of track limitations and that going away from the IRL sort of look and feel of driving. You want to get as close to simulation as possible. So I'm glad to hear, though, should there be anybody hoofed off track or sent off, you do review it. In terms of, you know, race incidents and on the track, how are you managing to see as much of the racing as possible? If you could explain that to us and the viewers.
So we have a very good team with us. We've got, I think, 7 or 8 race officials who are keeping a close eye on everything. We've got them set up on different corners with different camera angles, and what they're doing is they're taking down notes on numbers and say contact issues there, and basically we write it all down, and then post race, I've got a couple of minutes just to quickly skim back through the replay, looking at this incident and or incident for an example, and then from there go on and just reiterate the fact that this person has now got a penalty or so on and so forth. But the contexts that do happen are mentioned over voice chat, that we're sitting in the room, and then I will then give out the flag for the warning. 3 warnings or 3 strikes and you're out. So basically that's just how we're rolling tonight. So yeah, it's pretty good. Everyone's got really good eyes and it's going along very quickly, to be honest.
Yeah, it does seem that way with the way the heats are banging on one after the other. There's been a change for the idea of sort of the warm-up feel. Everybody was kind of just heading onto the server as they felt. A change in that for tonight. You want to just explain through that for us?
Yep. So what we're doing tonight is we're just increasing the warm-up time just to allow everyone to get into the server. So admins are joining first and race officials, followed by row, just to allow everyone to get in and we don't overload the server, just to try and make it as smooth as possible and everyone gets in. Once everyone is into the server, then we will start our 5-minute warm-up session. So that is just about to kick off now. I think everyone is in, ready to go. Just looking at the entry list here, it seems we do, and it seems you are P2 there, Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle, you might want to just again disconnect and then click on join, not join, on spectate.
It is what was clicked on. 100% was definitely clicked on spectate.
I was getting a little bit excited there, hoping you'd make the debut tonight.
Oh no! My days of OKL sim racing are done and dusted. I don't think I could do the times we've seen these aliens do at the moment.
Oh, absolutely! These guys are definitely cut above the rest.
I think it would take me a lot longer in terms of practice than what they got to get it right. 12 hours of testing. Never mind the open setup as well. It's not something we've discussed a lot. Shan, is that a lot of these drivers spending a lot of time getting the setup of their kart right. So not only is this just a race that you join and practice for, you've also got to test and develop a setup.
Yeah, there's a lot of time put into the setup. I'm just restarting my game, guys. Apologies. Scotty, we can probably let you go whilst you get your guys ready. Yeah, there's a lot of time put into the setup. I mean, on when we did the pre-qualifier or the super license qualifier, I did quite a lot of testing with some of the kids on Sano, and my word, the amount of time you guys can find on setup, it is absolutely crazy. I mean, I had a half decent setup, at least it felt for me like it, and then I gave it to one of Alessandro Seronetti, and he immediately took like, I think 6-7 tenths off of my lap. So it's crazy, a good setup in the right hands is worth quite a lot. It just shows you I'm obviously lacking in talent. But at least the setup was half decent, as proven by Seronetti there. So, yeah, setup, a lot of work has gone into it. The guys only had 12 hours to perfect that, though. Yeah, so it would have been pretty impressive. Right, I think they are ready and rocking on track, Kyle. I will share